In my eyes, indisposed, in disguise, as no one knows, hides the face, and lies the snake, the sun in my disgrace, sporting a heat, the summer stench neath the black, the sky looks dead, call my name, and through the cream, I'll hear you scream again, yeah. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come, black hole sun, won't you come, wash away the rain, black hole sun, won't you come, oh, won't you come.
Soundgardens songs so important to me.
Black Hole Sun.
Black Hole Sun. When I heard that, and when I was first introduced because of that to Chris Cornell, who's one most incredible and sadly lost artists to us all, I heard it and I knew instantly this was one of the greatest, most important songs about depression that I'd ever heard, because he captured it, and I knew it because that's been my life, is trying to win, as I have done, win over and get through and live with this illness. But the song says everything. The video is extraordinary, and of course, as I always say, I could never do the original as the original. That's not what I do. Nothing could ever be as good as that. But what I could do was my version of what it feels like to have depression. And my version, which is why I chose to do like a Dave Brubeck 5/4, take 5 kind of feeling to it, is because it's the external. It's my face, the masks I used to wear that made people think that I was happy and confident and sparkly and wonderful, funny. And that was the mask. It's the truth now. Who I am is who I am. But I used to have my, they call my game face. And so that's the sound, is like the face I used to have, but of course the words are what was going on inside, and that's my true experience of it. And I think it's most people's experience is that they will do anything to make sure that people can't see what's going on.
Yeah, and I've been there as well. Then when you get down, it's very difficult to explain to people how you're feeling, because if you haven't tried, you don't know. I usually say, it's like a severe headache. You can't think of anything else that you're feeling like shit.
No, it's the only people that can ever understand and ever really appreciate this disease, this illness, are people who've had it. And it really is a conversation that must be had with those who know. But it is a conversation that must be had, and people need to talk and share their experiences as much as possible, and not be secretive and not be silent. Because one of the biggest, most important doors to getting well and getting help and feeling like you're not alone is to actually speak the truth and to speak about it, yeah, and to take and to remove the stigma.
Sitting here, eating my heart out, waiting for some lover to call. I dialed about 1,000 numbers lately, almost ran the phone off the wall.
Less depressive. Next song. What's the next song on the album?
The next, but the most beautiful, I would say. Well, it's not beautiful, but the sexiest. Let's say the sexiest song on it is "Hot Stuff," and this makes me laugh it makes me smile when I sing this song, because, I remember hearing Donna Summers, and it's so sexy, it's so powerful. She's like demanding sex. Of course, I now found out that she was a really good Christian girl who went to Germany, to sing for Giorgio Moroder, and it was all just a made-up image that she was this sexy powerhouse. She went back to being a good Christian afterwards as well. But my experience of calling someone up and saying, "Hey, you and me, let's have sex now," was a disaster. Has always been a disaster. And the only time I ever did that was with my own drummer, and I was like 21 and he was 17, and so I was a cougar, obviously, and all I can say is, if you're going to call someone up and say, hey, let's have sex, make sure they actually like you, as in fancy you, are attracted to you in the first place. I scared this poor boy to death. And I called him up, and all I heard after I said, you, me, now, all I heard was silence. And then he said, I'm busy tonight, and put the phone down, and could not look me in the eye from that day onwards. So it was a disaster. It was a disaster. So it makes me laugh every time I sing this song, because my version is more full of yearning and that need that we all have to find your partner, to find company in this lonely life. And it's more about that, it's more about the yearning for love. But it does make me smile, because my experience is very, very far away. But I take it, my idea of sexiness as a pianist and as somebody who's so jazz influenced. If I'm singing sexy music, I'd go to Brazil. I take it to Brazil. So to me, Jobim and Bossa Nova is the sexiest music that you can imagine. So that's where I go.
I would add Isaac Hayes.
Yes, I would add Isaac Hayes, but not for me.
No,
not
okay.
for me. For me,
different folks, different.
Exactly. For me, and it is really, really sexy. But when it comes to the piano, Bossa Nova just kills me. It's so good. Yeah.
I'm looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. I need some hot stuff, baby, tonight. I'm looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. Gonna find some hot stuff. I need some hot stuff tonight. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm looking for whoa, 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 whoa. Looking for a lover who needs another. Don't want another night on my own. I wanna share my love with a warm-blooded lover. I want to bring a wild man back home. I've got to have some hot stuff, baby, this evening. I need some hot stuff, baby, tonight. I'm looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. Gotta find some hot stuff. I need some hot stuff tonight. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm looking for whoa, 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 whoa. Cherokeke Louise is hiding in this tunnel in the Broadway bridge. We're crawling on our knees. We've got flashlights and batteries. We've got cold cuts from the fridge. Last year, about this time, we used to climb up in the branches just to sway there in some breeze. Now the cops on the street, they want my Cherokeke Louise.
So we are into Joni Mitchell now.
Yeah. Well, my idol, of course. I say of course because she's many people's idols. I mean, I remember hearing Prince say the same thing. Because she was fearless about telling the truth, about exposing who she was and herself, and more importantly to me, about doing any style, any genre of music, mixing everything, jazz, folk, pop, rock. She didn't care. It was her language. This was the language she was speaking, and that's how I was brought up. It didn't. There was no difference in styles. I mean, you knew that there was difference in styles, but it was the language you spoke in, and there shouldn't be boundaries in music. You shouldn't have to pigeonhole things. You shouldn't not like one thing because you can only like the other. That's ridiculous. So she was a huge role model for me. And I came late to Joni because I was listening to her in, late 80s. I was a kid, and So the first two songs I heard of her were these two, Ladies Man and that I have on the album, and Cherokeke Louise. Cherokeke Louise, this next song, just speaks of how fearless she was in a time when nobody was talking about this. She's writing a song about child abuse and a child that's being sexually abused. Little Cherokee Indian girl in Canada, a friend of hers, and the words are so important to this song that, again, I went opposite to the original, and I wanted to shine the light and focus on the words because she's a poet. So I took it to the darkness that is in the words, and it's very cinematic. It's like a movie, and this incredible jazz star Nick Payton is playing trumpet on it, and it's devastating how beautiful he is. And I'm so honoured to know that Larry Klein, who has produced it and played bass on it, loves this version, because I think Cherokeke Louise is the most important for me. It is the heart of this whole record.
Jumping around like fools, going look, no heads, no tails, going look my lucky prize. Then she runs home to her foster dad. He opens up his zipper and he yanks her to her knees. Oh, please be here, please, my friend, Cherokeke Louise. Cherokeke Louise. Cherokeke Louise. Well, I've heard of heartbreakers, but you take the cake, you do it. Ladies man, you could charm the diamonds off a rattlesnake, you could, yeah. Ladies man.
The next Joni Mitchell song,
Ladies Man,
by the name of
Joni Mitchell's Ladies Man is really so wonderful, and there's a line in it that made me want to sing it, and the line is, why do you keep on trying to make a man of me? And it speaks so much of women like me, tomboys, who like to be one of the guys. You know, you want to be one of the guys. I am, because I'm surrounded by men, and I love laughing and having fun, and I was brought up by, you know, a wonderful father who had a great sense of humor and wanted me to be intelligent and talented and strong, and encouraged me to lead with my intelligence and talent, and so I like being one of the boys. But the interesting thing about that, of course, is that when you're one of the guys, sometimes you want to be a woman, you want to be you want to be female, and perhaps have people remember that you are female. And then you can't, because it's too late. You're one of the guys, and then they expect you to be, you know, you don't get any special treatment. You're one of the boys, yeah. And so that line always makes me laugh so much, because it's you know, if you lead, it's like you build a wall, then you can't be seen. You can't be seen behind it.
Could you imagine having a band of all females, being you're all girls? Women?
Well, I do have my strings are all girls. And we're all females together, and luckily we have we have this. I guess you have the same. We have the same kind of sensibilities, which is that we just like to have fun and laugh a lot. But it's. I've always thought about my best friends are all women. There's no doubt about it. That's for sure. But when it comes to being on the road, I've always been one of the boys. But then the woman I play with, my musicians, they're one of the boys too. That's it. That's exactly it.
It is